I think you're severely underrating the jungle jumpers here.
If you're Jared and you're probably punching the screen right now, where do you see the jungle jumpers finishing when everything's said and done? With
Wait, you're talking biathlon right now?
Yes, I'm talking biathlon.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry.
Yes. Sorry, I just keep seeing crazy cat's eyes up there in front of first, and I get
disoriented.
Yeah, I get disoriented.
Who do you guys think will host the 2025 Marble League?
Oh, look, it looks like Timon's going to crash the interview right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're rolling at you live with another packed episode.
A lot to talk about.
Coming off of our biggest interview. So let's hop into this Marble League because it's humming along.
It certainly is. What do we have? 4 events to talk about today?
5 events. Well, we got 4 to talk about today. We're 5 events through. We're almost a third of the way through this thing.
Yeah, we're definitely humming. I definitely want to say last episode was awesome.
Yeah.
The response from everybody was awesome. So Thank you all for that. But we continue to roll.
Yeah, like I said, a lot to get through. Just today, we're going to rank all 16 of these teams.
Yep.
That's towards the end of the episode. We also have our interview with Juan Ron that we've been promising you for like 4 episodes now. we finally got him. And we also have some voicemails from you guys, as well as talking about all these events. So we should probably hop into it because we've got a packed agenda. Jam-packed. Where do you want to start? You want to just go through these events chronologically?
I think so. I think to keep it all together, I think we start with event 2.
Okay.
And start with the halfpipe.
Let's jump into the halfpipe then. I think we can both agree, not our favorite event.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. A little tedious at times.
A little slow. But the results, however, were exciting. I think we both thought because Jungle Jumpers comes out in the 4th heat, the 4th run of the entire thing, and takes gold home. Nobody caught him.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten a couple voicemails, which we'll go over, but a lot of chatter about these jungle jumpers.
Yeah.
And this was kind of the start of their run, per se, in the last couple events. A great performance from them. I believe a total time of 65.72.
A full second faster than the second place.
Yeah,
person.
full second faster. I liked this podium. These 3. I think we can both agree on that. A fun 3 to see up top there. Even though the event was kind of slower, I liked the results.
Definitely. It was a redeeming quality from the event is that we got to see some different marbles get some shine. And Jungle Jumpers, like you said, is going to be a little bit of a theme throughout this episode. We're kind of like, are we ready to give them their flowers or not? We'll go into that in a little bit later, especially when we do our rankings. But they're starting to show something to us.
Sure. No, absolutely. And I think, we've gotten a lot of comments, so we definitely have to talk about them. But from this race specifically, from this event, let's touch on the Chocolatiers a little bit because second time in a row, through the first 2 events, they are last place finishers.
Pretty horrific. That so eloquently, Shim.
Yeah, pretty horrific. Tell me about it. Tell me, from I guess you're a fan of the Chocolatiers.
I am. I've always been a supporter, and I picked them in this Marble League to be my team, half knowing that it was going to be a long shot, but this is just something completely different. This is a different animal. This is a team that probably didn't deserve to be in this Marble League.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you is there something you're seeing, that is resulting in this horrendous effort?
Not particularly in this event. It just looks like not a talented enough marble. When we go into Bobsled, there's a little something that fishy that I'm looking at that I'm excited to get to. But in this event, no, I think it's a lack of talent, and it's strange because they came obviously 5th in qualifiers. So, I'm not sure what to attribute this lack of success to. Maybe there's some injury, maybe there's some coach issues. I don't know, but this team it looks like they're quitting already in event 2.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to watch. Obviously we saw them in other events as well, rather than the first 2. But anything else that kind of jumped off the page for you? My solar flares, 6th place finish. So I was happy with that. Finishing right above Crazy Cat's Eyes, which I love too. But I think we're, everything we kind of covered in this event.
Yeah, I just wanted to say Balls of Chaos, who obviously we're talking to Juan Rong, they're showing us something so far. It's like they're showing that qualifications wasn't a fluke. They obviously got first place in qualifications, and they're parlaying on top of that some other good runs. The only other thing was Balls of Chaos was actually running with Jungle Jumpers, so they got 1st and 4th, and they were in the running together. Balls of Chaos did get 4th, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. But it was Balls of Chaos fans were chanting during that run. And when I say chanting, I mean basically like speaking in tongues and chaotic language. So I was impressed that Jungle Jumpers could even get down the track with that distraction going on.
That communication would, it probably was tampered with.
It was, or maybe they
through
were
the
so
BoC
terrified
chaos.
that they were just hustling down the track to get away.
Just
from
get
these
away from
rabid
those
fans.
crazy fans.
Yeah.
Definitely some momentum, and we'll talk about it later. But BoC Chaos, some chaotic momentum going on at camp.
Yeah.
Fun to see, and we continued to see it with a couple other events. But
Definitely.
should we move on to event 3?
Yeah, let's move on to event 3, and I want your thoughts first because I'm going to wait to get off my chest what I need to before. So just what are your thoughts here?
Sure. I think, and again, we're through 5 events total. I think this was my favorite event
Thus far.
Yeah, thus far. I think it was an awesome track. I just love the the setting with the lights going off.
Really fun.
And it was awesome. It was great to watch. Another podium that's very interesting. We look at these top 3 racers: Momo in first, Blackjacks in second, and the Gliding Glaciers in third. Anytime we have an event where the Crazy Cat's Eyes aren't in that top 3, I'm really happy. But an overall great event put on. We see again here, and I'm picking on the Chocolatier fans, but another last place finish. That would be 3 in a row for those at home keeping track, keeping those scorebooks. Tough outing there. And touching on the Balls of Chaos because we just did, maybe a little loss of momentum come the bobsledding event.
Yeah.
So overall, I think it was an awesome event. I love the finish and the result. And again, my Solar Flares hanging around the podium there at 6th place. So all good stuff for me.
Yeah. So just maybe I'm stretching a little bit here.
Is this your conspiracy theory?
This is it's a little bit of a conspiracy.
Okay.
And well, the first thing I want to say is Gliding Glacier's coming out party. They're not really affected by the conspiracy. They just performed well. However, Team Momo and Blackjacks, I have a little bit of an issue with, as well as the bottom of the leaderboard here.
Okay.
So, let's see. I have it written down here. Basically, what happened was the first 4 racers went. Horrible times. We saw the Chocolatiers nearly stop in the middle of the track. I'll put that in the YouTube. That was tough to watch. I almost lost it. I was like,
turned the video off.
I almost turned the video
took
off
a walk.
and slammed the computer and threw it right out the window. But no, so we see those 4 racers go. We see the Chocolatiers run. They basically stop in the middle of the track. I think after that 4th race, there was some kind of track adjustment because the racers were not running fast. And we see that right after that, the 5th racer is who? Team Momo. And then it's also the Blackjacks right after that. So right when the course is at its slipperiest, we're letting Momo go. They come in first. Blackjacks go next. They come in second. So they're utilizing this newly fresh track. And the first 4 racers, when the track wasn't newly polished, we have 3 of them in the bottom 5 racers.
I mean, the only thing I'll say is, what about run number 2? What about some of those other racers coming in towards the end of the video?
Yeah,
so you're saying that the track was at its slipperiest as soon as they made that adjustment.
They made the adjustment, and they maybe wetted it or slipperied it.
Okay,
and then it started to wear off again. Oh. All right. Sorry about that. We're another camera issue. It's become a theme on this podcast a little bit.
Yeah, we're a Team Primary podcast, camera issue podcast.
Yeah. If you support Team Primary, bad things happen to you.
Yeah, just like our cameras.
Yeah. But we were talking about bobsled. We were talking about the conspiracy theory that I had put forward. I don't know. What do you think about it? It's obviously a stretch. I'm probably coping because my Chocolatiers are horrid.
I think it is that.
Did you see that run, by the way?
The Chocolatier, yeah, it was actually ridiculous. Yeah. I actually kind of want to go back and watch it again. It was kind of funny. No, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I think, I don't know. I think it's a jump. It's a reach.
Yeah.
Having said that, that was interesting. Is an interesting thing to note. But I'm not buying it. To be honest with you.
That's fine.
Curious, maybe other people will buy it.
You don't need to buy it. People also believe that. Never mind.
Yeah. I would agree.
But bobsled, all in all, a fun event. Definitely a fun watch, unless you're a Chocolatiers fan. But other than that, I really like the event, and I just think the leaderboard is a little bit skewed because of it.
Yeah, I mean, anything else you noted? I mean, I kind of went over the teams, but a team we didn't talk about in this event, at least, is the Jungle Jumpers. Not a good performance on this event. We're going to talk about them and how they got a lot of momentum and how they've been doing well, but through the bobsled, it wasn't really a good performance from them. So
absolutely. Also, the other team. So as they kind of fell, Snowballs is a team that this was kind of the beginning of their ascent. We see in the next 2 events that they actually, I believe, medaled back to back. So they're kind of 8th here, garnering a little momentum. And we see them really kind of take off in the next few events, which let's get into now. Event number 4, Snow Drag. Another event we saw in the qualifiers. Not our favorite, a little bit simple, but also kind of fun to see I think it showcased some good talents from the marbles.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, not our favorite. I think, the bobsled obviously a little bit more exciting. But
Yeah.
having said that, a little bit of strategy used in the snow drag. This is where we call it, kind of saw the ascent of the jungle jumpers.
Another
you
the
said.
reascent.
Yeah, the reascent of the jungle jumpers. Like Russ said, the snowballs, and our massive foe in third place here.
Yeah,
If you
talk
wanna,
about
if-
ascent.
Yeah, talk about them. Obviously, I think this is kind of the beginning of the end for all the other marbles.
Yep.
I know we're only 5 events in, but Crazy Cat's Eyes.
Yeah, we had a fun 3 events.
Yeah.
Where Crazy Cat's Eyes wasn't dominating. Now we see back-to-back events where they're medaling bronze, and then obviously the most recent gold. But let's stick with this bronze here. I think they said, let's stop messing around. Let's remind everyone who we are. We are Crazy Cat's Eyes, and we are here to take your soul and win this tournament.
In your eyes.
your eyes.
Yeah, what was interesting is as I look at the totals here, it was kind of those 3: jungle jumper, snowballs, and Crazy Cat's Eyes,
Yeah.
and then everybody else.
Right.
If you look here, the totals, is it 6 inches? 6? I don't know the
Centimeters, I believe.
centimeters. 6 centimeter difference between 3 and 4. 4 being the Chocolatiers. We'll give them some small flowers, very small ones, but we'll give them some flowers there for a 4th place finish after some poor performances.
You gotta
We'll
tip your hat.
acknowledge it.
You gotta tip your hat to that.
To Bon and the crew.
Yeah.
Anything else you saw? Bobsled Chaos, another great performance here. Anything else you saw to note in this event?
I did. Let me see. Savage Beaters going the wrong direction. We talk about teams starting to ascend. Savage Beaters. I did say pre-tournament that I thought they might be a team that falters a little bit. Levente, he'll remember. I did call the Savage Beaters as a team that might falter, and we're seeing it a little bit, especially this event, 11. I think the next event even worse than that. So one of the greatest teams of all time showing a little bit of weakness here.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing to know. I'm going to disagree with you just because I think certain events play to certain marble team strengths. And when we go over our rankings, I'll probably prove that. But Savage Beaters, like Russ said, probably not the best performance. Green Ducks as well down there. And my Solar Flares just kind of disappointing.
Let's talk about where you're at after the next event. But let's hop into the next event then. Biathlon. Long video. Long video, which was kind of nice because I think it came out on Sunday, and I was just kind of like, or no, I think it was Monday actually. But
yes,
regardless, just was feeling lazy. Was like, let's just throw this on for 25 minutes. I just want to watch these marbles compete.
Yeah. While I lay down and and fuse into the couch.
Right. But I was unfortunately greeted with a Crazy Cat's Eyes gold medal, which, as we just said, seems to be what our outlook for the future is. Hopefully not, but they just got their first gold medal. They now have 2 medals on the tournament in back-to-back events. The one critique I have about the event is I would have liked to see the end of the ramp, the end of like the track, be a little bit more splayed, so we could have seen some more variety in the dominoes that the marbles hit down. We saw a lot of 10s, a lot of 9s, a lot of 9.5s.
Yeah, I agree with that. I thought overall it was a different event. It was a unique event. I kind of liked it in the fact that it involved teamwork. I thought we saw a different side, and that's kind of what Yella's taking us through here with these different events is there's different assets and different skills you have to be successful at each event.
Yeah.
The biathlon, obviously the Crazy Cat's Eyes excelled. This was a very telling event for me just because we saw them work together and we saw, yellow eye, red eye, blue eye all combine to come in first. I was a little upset with.
Wait, are you talking biathlon right now?
Yes, I'm talking biathlon.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry.
Yes. Sorry, I just keep seeing Crazy Cat's Eyes up there at first, and I get
disoriented.
Yeah, I get disoriented. But overall, I like the event. I think ranking of the events, if we had to, I think bobsled was my favorite of these past couple, but biathlon's probably up there at number 2.
I think I would agree. I liked it. I don't like the fact that Crazy Cat's Eyes in first. Snowballs, once again, capturing that silver medal. They're starting to show why they're gonna frolic in the snow.
Yeah,
snowballs. I want to start saying snowballs like Greg does.
Yeah, snowballs.
Snowballs.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go for that.
They're definitely at home a little bit here in this Marble League. A team that's kind of caught on fire in the last 6 months. I mean, Marble won. I can't remember exactly where they finished, but they were second, right?
Third place behind Hazers.
A team that's definitely a contender to win the whole thing, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
On that note, should we go to the full rankings? Or is there anything else you want to note about the biathlon?
I mean, Green Ducks, another team that we've been given their flowers, and another bronze medal. That's now 3 bronze medals on the tournament. That's a recipe for success.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the overall rankings, they're either second, third, or fourth, which is awesome for them, especially after that bounce back after Marby the 1. Yeah, let's go over to the total rankings. The Green Ducks are in 4th. They sit right behind the Snowballs.
But to your point, it looks like the only team with 3 medals, 3 podiums.
Yeah. It's the only team with 3 medals, which is huge. Definitely a recipe for success for winning a Marble League.
And as we talk about this, I kind of want to bring this up because we talked about it off air. What's your opinion? I'll say my opinion about the scoring system. I think it's a little too heavily weighted.
Top heavy?
Top heavy. I for this whole entire podcast, we talked about how valuable it is to get on the podcast, on the podium. In this Marble League, I think it's just a little too weighted. The 25, 20, and 15 points. Obviously, everybody else is after that. I mean, do I have a point here? Do you agree? I just think 25 points for a first place is a little crazy to me.
You have a point, but I think it's
lower.
hard not to reward first place. You've come atop 15 different other teams to reach that pinnacle. But I agree with what you're saying in the sense that they're getting 25 points, and the team that came in 4th is getting 12.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 13-point difference.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of an advantage, but again, that's why you want to be on that podium, is because you're right there. I think maybe if it was like 22, 20, 18, that might be a little bit better than 20,
I would agree with that.
Than a 10-point difference between gold and bronze.
Yeah, I just don't see a world that the winner of this whole thing isn't going to have the most podiums. They have to, right?
Right.
I mean, right now that's actually not true because Green Ducks have 3 medals, 3 podiums, and they're in 4th. But I think when everything's said and done, I think that first place team is going to have the most podiums by far.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a bad thing.
Maybe it's not. I mean, you could have really 5 podiums and then like really bad finishes and still be up there in the rankings.
Yeah.
I just think gold medals are so valued, and podiums are as well through the scoring system. I don't know, just something I noted.
No, let's definitely keep tabs on that going forward because it's an interesting thing to watch. But I disagree with you in the point that whoever has the most medals maybe should be atop that leaderboard.
Sure, but I mean, we talked about it too. It's consistency, right? Like we don't want to see a team come in first in one event and then 16th in the next.
Yeah.
I'd rather see a more well-rounded team that has a couple podiums, but then a couple fourth place finishes.
That's a good point. Kind of like the Balls of Chaos have been so far. To be
correct.
honest.
Even the Chocolatiers are either 4th place or last place.
Yeah, they're bad.
But Balls of Chaos is a great example. But let's get into these final rankings here. We after all the events we've gone over.
Yeah. Do you want to? We'll touch on them now, and then we'll go obviously into our own rankings in a little bit. But happy to see the Green Ducks up there. Obviously, we've talked about them a lot with Marbula 1. Snowballs starting to come into their own. Can Jungle Jumpers realistically take on the Crazy Cat's Eyes here?
Oh man, I'm going to create some more enemies. Well, first of all, I want to say Jungle Jumpers have performed really well.
Yeah.
Learn how to speak. They've performed really well, and I want to give them their flowers. I know we haven't given them much attention on this podcast. So I think 2 gold medals. It's definitely, we're seeing great racing out of that squad.
Yeah.
Having said that, I just don't think they're going to compete when it comes to the Crazy Cat's Eyes. Look at another team like the Savage Speeders, storied franchise that don't count them out. They're 5th right now. I would be terrified if I'm the Jungle Jumpers that, the Savage Speeders are right behind me. Green Ducks are there.
That's one team I see going the wrong direction.
I know. And you've been consistent with that. We'll get into the rankings, but I would be terrified if I'm the Jungle Jumpers.
Let's save the rest of this discourse for the rankings because I think we'll have a good back and forth about a lot of these teams.
Sure. No, absolutely.
Let's get in. We've promised you Juan Rong for a long time now. We
have.
haven't heard from him yet since he took over the head coaching position from Harmony. So do you want to throw it down there to him? I think he's at the podium right now.
Yeah, let's throw it down to him.
Let's throw it down.
Juan Rong, welcome to the media stage for the first time as the head coach of the Balls of Chaos. How does it feel taking over for Harmony?
Hey, it feels great. Happy to be a part of the squad. We have a good group in there, and I'm just lucky to lead them.
Speaking of that group, they were able to capture first place in qualifications. Really your first big test as a head coach. Walk me through what you were able to change, how you were able to change the culture here.
Yeah, the whole team was racing well. I mean, again, I kind of relay the message, and those guys go out and race. Really, really good qualifier, and we've gotten off to a good start here. So happy with what I've seen.
Very impressive. You now hold the 6th place position in Marble League. What are you looking to do? What's the goal for this season?
The goal is to win. What other goal would there be? The goal is to win. First place podium, that's the goal, and that's the standard I'm going to set in that room.
If that's the goal, how do you think you can chase down Crazy Cat's Eyes?
I mean, obviously a great squad and Crazy Cat's Eyes over there. Having said that, I think we got a good squad here. I got a bunch of racers that we can use, and we're going to get the job done. We'll do us, and we'll do us good.
What can you say about your captain Tumult this year and what he's been able to accomplish?
He's been great. I think he's took over for Anarchy. I think he's took the responsibility well. Having said that, it's a team effort, so he leads the way, but all of our racers have been really racing well, and we'll continue to race well.
Oh, look, it looks like Tamal's going to crash the interview right now.
What? Freak.
Wow.
Huh.
I mean,
Certainly chaotic.
well spoken, but the end of that, you know why they're called the balls of chaos, I guess.
Yeah, I think, Juan Rong, he's bringing some steadiness into that locker room. Maybe much needed stability. Maybe is the word.
A really good word.
It seems like he has a very jovial bunch, maybe a little crazy chaotic bunch, i.e. that interview there. But you know what? I think he's bringing some stability that he's going to need. They're going to need as a squad.
I agree 100%. I think you took the words right out of my mouth. I think that stability for such a chaotic team, obviously a chaotic brand, is kind of exactly what they needed. They've been all over the place in the past. Now, we just talked about it. They're kind of the model of consistency so far in this Marble League, and that's something you never see out of the Balls of Chaos. So,
yeah,
just really good stuff from Juan Rong. Wishing them the best of success going forward. And the team that I normally don't root for, but I am now under this new tutelage of Juan Rong.
I could say they're definitely a team like I don't hate to see up there.
Definitely.
There's a lot of teams I don't want to see up there. They're not one of them. I would like to see them succeed, and I think they will under that new leadership.
Yeah.
So
cool. Great to hear from Juan Rong. We'll have some more interviews next week for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
After we're a little bit deeper into this Marble League. But should we get into the voicemails?
Let's do it. How many do you think we have today? Is it 2, or do you want to go 1?
I think we have like 4 or 5, but let's do 2 maybe, or 3.
All right, let's go with. Let's start with Jared.
Hold on 1 second. I just got to make sure this is still filming. All right,
we're still rolling.
Still rolling. So I guess it's fired up.
All right,
Jared.
We're gonna go with Jared.
Hey guys, how you doing? I think you're severely underrating the Jungle Jumpers here. This is post qualifier, pre first event Marble League. I did not get a chance to watch the first event, but I'm looking back at the qualifiers. Jungle Jumpers was dead in the water at 23rd in the qualifiers. You need to get that top 12 finish. They had 4 points in event 1, 9 points in event 2. They went home, had a strong look at each other in the locker room, look at themselves in the mirror even, and they came back in event 3, got a 21, so a top 7 finish, and then they got gold, I believe, or maybe.
All right, thank you, Jared. Sorry, it was going a little bit long, and also you're too well spoken.
Yeah, Jared, you're making a lot of great points.
Yeah,
a lot of great points,
and also sounding really good. Don't start your own podcast.
Yeah, we might have to get you on this one.
We might have to get you on this one.
Maybe a quick interview, Jared.
But I couldn't. I mean, I agree with what he's saying. Jungle Jumpers has, and we have to give him credit because this was submitted 6 days ago before event 2 even took place.
Yeah, and he even said pre-event 1.
Oh, yeah.
This was from the qualifiers he's really talking about. So his point is being proven as we speak.
So he's called his shot. However, I'm not giving the Jungle Jumpers really any chance here.
Yeah, get out of here, Jared.
Yeah, get out of Jared. Sorry.
Too many compliments.
Sorry, Jared. Yeah, no, I mean,
we're just kidding.
Well said and great job, but I'm not kidding when I say that I think Jungle Jumpers, we were right to not take seriously. I don't think they'll land on their feet where they are right now in the second place. I think they'll drop significantly from this point. I'm not a believer yet, and I will not apologize for not talking about Jungle Jumpers.
Is that a Russ guarantee?
Yes.
Where do you see them? And I agree with Russ, honestly, and not to make more enemies, but I don't think it's sustainable. But where, if you're Jared and you're probably punching the screen right now, where do you see the Jungle Jumpers finishing when everything's said and done?
I'll take 9th place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, 9th place.
Severe drop with 2 gold medals. I think we see them seriously slip.
Well, I mean, Jared, you have more fuel to your fire there.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay with Russ. I think below 9th or below. We'll see.
We're both doing that?
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
why not? I'm kind of with you.
Double down.
I'm kind of with you. We're doubling down. We could have to wear something Jungle Jumper oriented if we're wrong on this one. We might have to eat our words.
Should we do face paint? Green face paint.
Maybe let us know in the comments. Maybe Jared has a great idea.
Punishment is, Jared, you're the Jungle Jumpers guy. Comment on this video. Let us know you're Jared. And tell us what we need to do if Jungle Jumpers comes in the top half of the field.
Yeah, if you're not Jared, don't go making an account. There's going to be like 10 Jareds in the comments.
Yeah.
Jared, let us know within a certain extent.
We'll pick the best one out of the comments.
We'll honor it. But
I'm excited.
Can we at least go to 8th? Or are we going to stay strong at 9th?
No, 9 and below. Lower half the field.
That's a tall order, but we'll see. We have a lot of events left.
I'm excited for this. Let's go to the next interview. But before we do, I need to check this camera.
Yeah.
Wow, we're still rolling.
That was good too.
Yeah. Somehow we're still rolling. Let's go to the next interview, or the next voicemail, I should say.
Sure.
We got Ben.
All right, y'all. I know this 2024 season just started, but for this question, I want to look ahead to 2025, and I want to know, who do you guys think will host the 2025 Marble League? I personally think the Blackjacks would be sick, but I'd love to hear your guys' opinions.
The Blackjacks would be sick.
I mean, that's probably one of my favorite questions. I love that question.
It's a nice open-ended, easy, fun question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ben.
That's a great question.
Blackjacks I love. I think two reasons why I think it's going to be my team. I think one, it's selfish of me to think this. And I also think two, there's a lot of O-Rangers fans out there, and a lot of people want to see them in the Marble League again. And a lot of people are questioning whether they're good. So I think the auto-qualify might be a way to just make sure they get in. So I think the O-Rangers right over there. I also would love to see what kind of theme they put on. Deserty, cowboy themed. Could be fun. Could be a fun watch. And they've never hosted before, and they're one of the OG marbles. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up now. I remember we looked it up.
Yeah.
And again, sorry for all the diehard fans. I should know this, but I know we looked it up. The hosts, we'll go through them now. 2018, the Snowballs. 2019, the Oceanics. 2020, Galactic. 2021, CCE. 2022, Green Ducks. 23, Bumblebees. And obviously this year, the Gliding Glaciers. That's a good one. I think you're going after the most popular fan base. I think for the O-Rangers, maybe it's good to get an auto qualification.
Yeah.
Selfishly, I want my Limers to host. That's a great question, though. I like your Blackjacks, Ben.
Yeah, you've been saying that too. I think you were saying that before this question.
I was. I like that. I kind of hope they go with. No, I'm going to stay with the Blackjacks. I could see a Raspberry Racers.
Oh, that's a great point. Another OG
there.
Fruit Circuit marble.
We could do a little Fruit Circuit marbles.
Fruity Village.
Yeah, you can get creative with that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of like the Blackjacks. I guess I'm rooting for that if I had to pick one.
All right, let's go into our last question before we get into these rankings. We got Reese again. Reese, welcome back.
Reese, avid fan.
3 straight weeks, loving it.
Hello, guys. It's Reese, and I have a question for you just for today. So my question is, do you think this is the start of the comeback from the Jungle Jumpers? Because they are having an outstanding performance from when they...
Hold on. Let it play out.
And I know we're only 4 events in, but, 12 events...
You're right. I mean, Reese, thank you again for another voicemail.
Thank you, Reese.
We just talked about the Jungle Jumpers, but you know what, Reese? You also comment on the video and let us know what the punishment will be if the Jungle Jumpers come bottom 8. Bottom 8.
Yeah, I mean, again, we kind of went over it, Jungle Jumpers. There was many people kind of the same as Reese and Jared saying that. We already doubled down, so I don't want to triple down. But let us know in the comments. Let us know.
Let us know in the comments. Are you ready to get into our rankings?
Let's do it. I think hopefully we differ. We didn't talk to each other before.
We did not.
Before filming, so I hope we differ in our rankings and we have some good discourse. So
and a couple agreements wouldn't be so bad.
Not too bad. Well, we agree on the Jungle Jumpers, so.
I think maybe we each pick a team. No, we got the Jungle Jumpers bet. We don't need any more bets.
Yeah, I would
agree. Thank you. I like that you initiated that. All right.
I want to just make it clear, and maybe to you too. This ranking is currently right today as we film this, right?
So,
after 5 events.
Well, I'm thinking it's currently what they've shown and how we think they'll do. I think it's a mix of the two.
Okay.
Because it's I mean, if we were just doing how they've done, it would just be the current rankings of the standings, you know? So it's a little bit of a power ranking.
I agree with that. Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah, so how I did it was what they've shown and what I think they'll continue to show and kind of where they'll come in the next couple weeks.
Got it.
Lead us off with 16.
All right, 16. I hope we agree on this. Chocolatiers and the crew.
I got the hazers. No. I got the hazers.
Oh, come on now.
I got the hazers, and let me tell you why. The Chocolatiers were basically sabotaging the bobsled. Couldn't get their cart moving. Almost stopped mid-track.
Define sabotage, please.
Sabotage, just sticky track. Sticky track. They got a dry, sticky track. So I think that if that hadn't happened, they'd be above the hazers, and they are above the hazers in the rankings right now. They're tied. Both teams look horrible. I think the hazers hung their hat on a nice silver medal in Marble 1.
Okay. All right. Give me 15.
I got Chocolatiers.
Yeah, I have the hazers.
Okay. So we can agree that these teams are bottom 2.
Yeah, I would agree. All right, give me 14 then.
This might surprise you a little bit. Can you turn that towards me as well so we can both look at it? Team Galactic.
Wow. Okay.
Haven't seen enough out of them.
Okay.
I know obviously they're a few spots ahead of this in the standings, but the people that are behind them are Wolfpack, Solar Flares. I like their young spunk a little more than I like
The young core.
the Team Galactic. And Bumblebees is just such a veteran and a third place finisher in last year's Marble League. I think Team Galactic is a little bit overrated right now.
Yeah, I see that. I struggled with kind of the bottom 5 here because I think they're kind of interchangeable.
Yeah.
I had Wolfpack at 14. Again, I think there's a group of marbles here, and Galactic being one of them. Hazers, Chocolatiers, Wolfpack. There's another team I won't name yet. They're kind of all in the same boat. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no shot of winning. Kind of happy to be there, which would be fun to look back when this is all said and done and look at those
That would be fun.
rankings. But Wolfpack for me is 14. Like Russ said, just kind of, I don't know, a little bit weaker. I know we have some Wolfpack fans out there. I'm not seeing much from them right now.
Yeah, 13. I'm gonna hop into the Solar Flares. It's where they're ranked right now in the standings. You know, they're just not showing me much. They are doing a pretty balanced job, but in this most recent event, got what was it? It's 2 points. It's just I don't know, not a great showing. So Solar Flares is gonna land there for me.
That's fair. I mean, I don't
13.
like it, but that's fair. My 13 is the Bumblebees. If you look back, let's just go through it really quick. Event 2, 12th place. Event 3, 13th place. Event 4, 13th place. Event 5, 14th place.
Oh, man.
They're probably the definition of 13th for me.
Yeah,
that's my argument right there. I'll leave it at that.
Good argument. I haven't said them yet. 12th, I'm gonna go Team Momo, a team that's pretty high up these rankings. That's not the current, is it? Oh, that is the most current.
Nope. This is the most current.
Okay, sweet. So they're in 7th place in the rankings. I have them down here at 12 because I think they're heavily lifted by that bobsled gold medal that they achieved that I've already made clear that I don't think that was real. So Team Momo, I think when you look at the other events, has not done to that caliber of level, to the gold medal type level. In fact, they only have one medal and it's gold and it's fake. So I'm going to put Team Momo at 12.
Wow. Momo fans, you hear that? Fake medal.
Mm-hmm.
I would disagree with Russ on that one. I'm going to go Team Galactic here at 12th. You already made the argument for them. Again, I think they're all interchangeable. Should we move on to 11th?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of regretting this a little bit. I put the Bumblebees here, but after you just ran through that little exercise, they're showing me that they are not really good enough to compete even in a top 10 level. So I'll keep them at 11 right now, but I'm a little bit worried about them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm again another team. I don't have any hate towards the Bumblebees.
Yeah.
I don't know, just not seeing much.
Performing.
My 11 is the Gliding Glaciers, and this might not be a popular selection just because they're the home squad. They have one bronze medal. I think that's basically it.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, that's 15 of their 38 points. Right, 38 points. Yes.
Yeah.
Not really anything to write home about for the Gliding Glaciers, especially at home. I don't know. If you're a Gliding Glaciers fan, I don't think you're happy with this performance. So that's why they followed 11th.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I haven't said them yet, so we'll see where I put them. But 10th, I'm going to do the Savage Speeders. I've harped on this a lot during this episode. Obviously, they are still sitting in 5th place, but the way things are trending, and it's been such a seesaw of a performance, I'd have no trust in them. And I think that they're starting their descent now down this leaderboard.
I painfully disagree.
Yeah, it's fine.
I like it. 10th for me. My Solar Flares. This is more of a hopeful pick to get them inside of the top 10. I thought you made a lot of good points. They're a young squad. I think they're kind of in uncharted territory here.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're probably the definition. I'm happy to be here.
They'll win some events just based off of youth and energy.
But they got on the podium, first ever podium for that squad in Marble League, first ever medal. So
we forgot to talk about that.
That was awesome. I mean, that was awesome. That's my fault because I'm a fake Solar Flares fan. I'm a real Solar Flares fan, but not my first team. A lot of goods going on with the Solar Flares. I just think it's too early.
Let's just touch on that quick. So Solar Flares got their first ever medal in a delayed review fashion.
Awesome.
Pretty sad.
We did forget to talk about that. It happened event. What was it? Event 3?
The Halfpipe. It was event 2.
No, it was snow. Oh, was it? It was Halfpipe. Yes, yeah. You're right.
So kind of sad for them because they retroactively got their medal, which is a kind of a bummer because in the moment they didn't even realize they got silver. But
they redid the podium ceremony.
They did, but I'm hoping there's a little motivation for them to go up and get there again.
I don't know. I kind of disagree with you on that just because it's so hard to get on a podium, especially in a Marble League event. Yeah. I mean, first they qualified, which they didn't expect to do. Then you're telling them they're getting on the podium. I think they're fired up. They're happy to be there. So awesome. In all top 10 Solar Flares. Let's keep getting on that podium if you're the Solar Flares.
Okay, you moving to 9.
Number 9.
I'm going to put the Wolfpack, who you, I believe, put down a little bit lower. I know, obviously, they're sitting in 12th, but we've been talking about this whole young team type deal. I've been seeing some better things out of them. Obviously, Event 5 Biathlon, maybe it was a little bit too much of a long event for them. They're more of like a short, quick kind of team.
Mm-hmm.
But I see them being a team that can, I'm hoping, make some noise and climb the leaderboard a little bit.
I hope so. I think, like I said before, I think Wolfpack have kind of like an undercover fan base.
Yeah.
They have some fans there, and I have nothing against them. I want them to see them do well. Fenrir? Is there Fenrir? I remember him from MS 100.
Yeah.
Number 9, I'm going to triple down on our bet here. I altered my list a little bit. The Jungle Jumpers coming in at number 9.
Okay, all right.
You heard that right, Reese. You heard that right, Jared. Number 9 for the Jungle Jumpers. We've talked about them at length this podcast. Prove me wrong. Jump in the crew. Prove me wrong.
So, I have them at 8 Jungle Jumpers, which is against our bet, but I'm still betting that they're going to do worse than that. The only reason I have them here at 8 is because what they've managed to accomplish so far.
Absolutely. We have to.
You got to tip
we
your
could
cap.
be biased, but at the same time,
Yeah.
we have to report what's to be reported.
Yeah, so got to tip your cap to what the Jungle Jumpers are doing, but just the fact that I just have no belief in this team at all will tell you that they're going to land in 8th in my rankings.
It's funny, they're quickly becoming the Oceanics of this Marble League. From the summer.
For you, this might be my Oceanics.
This could be your Oceanics.
I might not like the Jungle Jumpers one bit.
I'm definitely not rooting for them, but I don't hate them. Number 8, the Blackjacks. Again, a team that's kind of riding high right now. They've been riding high for the last month, it seems like.
Yeah.
Qualified, hanging around. If you're a Blackjacks fan, and I'm telling you, you're top 9th place. They're top 9 in a Marble League after 5 events. I think they take that all day long. Ace and the crew keep going, and you have a silver medal, which is awesome. I don't think they're going to crack the podium at all, but I think they're right where they deserve to be.
I agree. I have them at 7 here for every reason you just said, and I think they'll get 1, maybe 2 more podiums throughout the rest of this league, but a team that I see just sitting mid-table.
We are at number...
You're at 7. I just did 7, Blackjacks.
All right. Did you do 8? 8 was Jumpers?
Yeah.
All right. So we're at number 7 for me. The Raspberry Racers. I struggled here a little bit because a team that we kind of really haven't heard from, I believe Event 1, they performed well.
Yes.
Exactly. Was it Razzie?
Ruzzy.
A team that's just kind of hanging around their definition of mid, I guess, if you want to say that. But at the same time, like if you're a Raspberry Racer fan, you're kind of in a great spot. You're with the Blackjacks. If you kind of get some momentum here and wake up a little bit and maybe get a gold medal, you're right in that top 5.
Yeah, you're going unnoticed, and you're
mid.
You're 2 points away from 5th place.
Yeah.
Behind the Savage Speeders.
You're in a great spot.
Yeah, so I think they're a team that will wake up and will do something. I got them a little higher on my list. I'm gonna go to 6. I'm gonna put the Gliding Glaciers up here, a team that you had a long time ago. But I think this home. I also said that they were gonna be just hopefuls this tournament. And I still think they are, but I think that this crowd is showing me something. It's a little bit more electric than I anticipated. So I'm liking what the Gliding Glaciers are doing. I think they're building a little bit, and they're starting to get a little comfortable in this home environment.
I mean, I'll agree with that. With this event and them being the host has been great. I just don't see it translate on the track.
Yeah.
But
head to your 6.
Number 6, a team you said long ago.
Yeah.
I believe it was like 13th. The Momo.
It was
Team Momo.
12th.
Team Momo, a team that right now is in 7th place, contradicting my own point, really because of that gold medal, like you said. At the same time, these are the point weight distributions. If they have another gold medal, I think they're going to be top 5. I think they're a team like the Raspberry Racers, like the Blackjacks, that are right there. If they just show up a couple more races, in the future here, we're going to be talking about them a little bit more. So I like them where they are.
All right. Up to the top 5 now. Big top 5. I'm going to go Raspberry Racers, a team you just touched on. I think they're being slept on a little bit, which is probably good for them. They're not in the spotlight. They can kind of just do their own thing, but yet they're 2 points away from that top 5, like I said. So I think they're going to be a team that we see make a push here in the late window.
Love it. I mean, I think, again, we're saying it over and over again, but the 6 through 9 right now in our standings, it's going to be very interesting to see our next podcast where they're located.
Absolutely.
Because they have real opportunity. If they perform well, they could be top 3. If they perform poorly, they could be with the Chocolatiers, taking a break on the track, a little nap on the bobsled. Top 5 for me. Number 5, the Balls of Chaos. A team we've loved this podcast.
Yeah.
This episode. A team that I see great coaching, riding off the momentum of a coaching change. I think the only thing that concerns me for the Balls of Chaos is they're non-medal. I like your point that means they're consistent. They're right there, 4, 5, 6, 7 in most of these events. At the same time, they got to get on the podium. Can they do that is the question for me.
Yeah, so I have them at 4, obviously one spot right ahead of you, and it's for the same exact reasons. And that is my fear as well. Is just that can we podium? Can we make that happen? Can we reach that high? Are we that talented? But the consistency is just so nice to see that I think that they will be in this mid-range, maybe mid-upper range throughout the rest of this tournament.
Absolutely. I just it goes back to how important it is to get on the podium. How many points it's worth.
For sure.
Number 4 for me.
Yep.
The Snowballs, a team we touched on a bunch. A team that's rising. They're ascending quickly.
Fast risers.
They're fast rising. They're in their own climate. They like the cold. A team I'd watch out for. Definitely keep an eye on those Snowballs.
Yep. I'm going to go number 3, Green Ducks. Hard to deny them right now. Obviously, the medal leader. They are 3 bronzes, but building off of that Marbula 1, obviously it was heartbreaking, but it was still a great campaign. Building right on top of that, I like them at number 3, and I think that they could even push up this leaderboard from what I've seen from them.
Agreed. I have Green Ducks at number 3. We can move on to number 2.
Number 2, Crazy Cat's Eyes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Clip that.
Yes, clip that. Obviously, 2 medals in the last 2 events, I believe, but only 2 medals. And, it's honestly frustrating to me because it feels like they're not doing this well, that they're not doing well enough to be in first place. I keep track of them, and if I see them in 7th, 8th, or lower, I'm fired up. But here they are sitting atop the leaderboard. I just don't think that they're going to be able to beat my number 1 team, who, if you've put the math together, you can get. But I want to hear your number two team first.
Number 2 team, and you put them very low, I believe 10th. The Savage Speeders.
Oh my goodness!
A team that we're going to disagree on that. Again, we talked about
it plummeting like a stone.
We talked about it a couple episodes ago. Teams that are storied and have experience in marble leagues get the job done.
A stone,
and they're in 5th place right now with 1 gold medal. You're telling me
they've dropped 3 spots since last race.
You're telling me you're not scared of those Savage Speeders at 5th place? They're in prime positioning.
22 points behind the Crazy Cat's Eyes.
They're in prime positioning. Just let's see next episode.
You're going to put them below the Green Ducks and Snowballs right now?
Savage Speeders.
That's fine.
I like it at number 2. I'm scared of them.
All right,
I'm
Stephen A.
I'm scared. You're number 1.
My number 1 is the Snowballs. For reasons that you've already put forward, they're in their own climate. They're starting to be absolutely electric with back-to-back silvers. I think in competitions where it requires speed and obviously the snowy atmosphere, which is almost every single one, it's gonna be hard to beat that team.
I like it. I like that take. My number 1, obviously, is the Crazy Cat's Eyes, and I'll leave everyone with this. Think about, for you NFL fans, think about the Kansas City Chiefs. Everyone hates them. They don't really look as good as they usually do. I mean, the Crazy Cat's Eyes were in 6, 7.
True.
They're not dominating like we normally see them, but they find a way. They find a way, and they aggravate everybody, but they find a way, and they're gonna be winners at the end of this. I truly believe that. Only a 3-point lead right now, but again, I'm terrified of them. They're gonna find a way.
That's a fair point as any that I can think of. So those are our takes right there.
Yeah, we got through a lot longer episode.
That was long.
That was long, but you know what? We differed a lot, and I think we're going to differ a lot from the people watching this too.
And I think next episode we have, since there's so many events being packed in here, we'll probably just do this again. So this is 1/3 rankings. The next will be the 2nd, 3rd, and then obviously maybe we'll have one episode right before the finals to just decide who we think is going to win.
Yeah, I mean, doing the math, we're probably going to be at event 9 or 10 maybe
exactly
when we release the next episode. Yeah. So it should be interesting. I mean, we're going to see a lot of movement here. A ton of movement.
Get excited. I think we got some good. I'm waiting for that funnel endurance. I'm really hoping that's part of this Olympics. That would be really upsetting if it wasn't to me. But we also have, at the end of next episode, there's going to be a special little surprise for you guys.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be a new thing that we do at the end of every episode. So stay tuned for that for sure. It's going to be really exciting. It's a little bit community involved, I guess you could say.
Yeah, no, I like it.
So we'll show you guys that later. But do you got anything else?
No, jumper fans everywhere. Comment.
Yeah,
make us pay. I mean, I'm confident in our take.
Oh yeah,
we tripled down. But say in the comments what we should do if the jumpers surprise us, because they could.
And we'll pick something. We'll pick basically the most harsh thing that we will actually do.
Yeah, within a certain extent.
All right, guys. Guys, girls, and marbles. We're rolling out. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.